I know you're probably thinking, why am I standing those up? Especially why have I put this one like this? Honestly, it's just because the ground's wet. This is good firewood. This bit hasn't been sat on the ground, that bit has. I don't know if it'll make a blind bit of difference or not, to be honest, but I figure if I can stick it upright like this, at least it's not laying in the wet leaves on the wet ground, and maybe it'll help it dry out just a little bit, get some air circulating around it. Who knows? I am going to move this one though, so it's not right in the way of where I'm setting up camp. That's first job. Come on, there we go. Oh no, oh no. Hey. Let's try this again, shall we? There we go. Oh, let's test that out. Go on. Might be a little tight. That's okay. We can adjust it. It's been a good old hike this morning. Done about 3 miles, which isn't crazy far, I know, but I also don't have the lightest pack in the world right now. And yeah, decided that I was gonna hammock camp this time. Or today. I did bring my tarp obviously, and I thought about doing some tarp camping, but getting out here, it's rained last night, the ground's soaking wet, and it's supposed to rain again today all afternoon, and then it's supposed to turn into snow tonight. So with the ground already being saturated as it is, I already had the hammock with me because my stuff was still packed from that trip I tried to go on last week. And I just thought, yeah, why not? I haven't used the hammock in a while. I've never used the hammock in the cold. It's supposed to be like 26 degrees tonight, 26 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, I don't know, minus 4 degrees Celsius, negative 4 degrees Celsius, in that range. So we'll see, we'll test it out. I bought the hammock as a good fail-safe this summer when obviously everyone was out and they were enjoying themselves in the woods and a lot of tent sites were taken. It's just a good option to have because you don't need flat ground or anything like that. You can just throw it up wherever. I do have some relatively flat ground here, but again, I've got it. I'm going to try it. Going to see how it goes. I don't have an underquilt or anything like that. I do have a sleeping pad to put in here, which I did before. And it should be a good time. It's obviously I got my bright orange on. Rifle season is open. There isn't anyone around today, at least not here anyway. And yeah, I'm hoping maybe in the morning with the snow I'll be able to get on some fresh tracks, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I think right now, string up my tarp. I've got my big 13 by 10 and then I'm going to have a fire out in front, and I've got some more, well, I have my venison, and I've got the stew meat and some potatoes, and we're going to make a tripod, make a fire, stick the meat on. As now it's still early in the morning, it's probably only 10 o'clock right now, and yeah, gonna let that simmer all day, get it nice and soft, melt in your mouth, melt in my mouth type meat. That's what I want. So yeah, let's get to it. So I remember watching Joe's video in the summer where he went on a 3-day canoe trip with, was it John? Is his name John? From backcountry angling Ontario. And he was talking about how you only blow the sleeping pad up 3/4 of the way. And that seems to work. I mean, the one time that I've used the hammock, really, that worked for me. So that's what I like to do. Because once you get in it and you lay on it, it sort of flattens itself out. And I need the flat lay. I can't lay in it without the, you know, when it's hammocky, which sounds odd, I know. But I found with the sleeping pad in there, I could lay much flatter and I sleep much better. I might need a little bit more air in it, but that's fine. Easy enough to take it in and out. Plus the sleeping pad, I don't know what the R value is on this, like 3 or something. So it helps to stop the cold being sucked out from underneath me without the need for me to go out and buy an underquilt. But we'll see how that goes tonight. I do have my 0-degree sleeping bag. I forgot I brought this waterproof bivvy with me. It's only lightweight, but I mean it works great as a little ground sheet, obviously, to keep all my stuff dry up off the floor, my bag, because I could hang it from a tree, but once it starts raining it's just going to get wet, so there's no point. And obviously I don't want my rifle to get wet either. And I've got space to stand, get in and out my hammock. Rain, 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 rain. I feel like that's all I've done recently, is just camp in the flipping rain. Rain, rain, rain. What's it Corporal Kelly says? If it's not raining, we ain't training, or something like that. Oh, it's wet. It's wet and it's cold. It's quite nice sitting here under a tarp. I was kind of worried about, where my firewood's gonna be. There's like a dead log right in there, but considering it's not supposed to stop raining and then later on it's gonna turn to snow, I'm not so worried about it. I'm not gonna light the fire just yet because it's only like noon. It's only midday, so if I do that, I'll just be going out, getting more firewood, going out, getting more firewood, going out, getting more firewood. Just gonna wait for a little bit. It'll be dark by 6 o'clock, so you know, probably around 3, I reckon. I'll go out, grab a bunch of it, stick it under here, that way I can cut it up under here. I only have to go out once and get a bunch. I might use if I've got enough gas in that little stove. Again, I should have brought my twig stove and then think to put it in my bag. If I've got enough gas in there, I might brown my meat on the gas stove first, and then just fill it with water and the gravy mix and the potatoes, and then stick it over the fire to boil. Because it doesn't need to, well, it needs to boil, but it doesn't need to, it needs to simmer, right? It doesn't need to be like crazy hot, so it doesn't need a huge fire. But my little rainwater collection system works pretty good. That means the lake's kind of hard to get to. There's a lot of brush around the edge, so it works right now. I'm not just going to sit here all day like last time. I'm going to get a fire going at some point. Like I say, get myself warmed up a bit. I don't think it's going to stop raining at all, so I'm not that worried about the ground right there. It's already soaking wet anyway. So this day just got a lot more fun. I dropped my camera forward, something I've done with my old camera a million times. This is the first time it's happened with this camera, and the lens is busted. It won't zoom in and out, so I don't know what's in focus, if it's in focus or not. It seems to be in focus if I push it all the way back, but I've had to duct tape it and rig it up for now, see if that works. Hopefully get me through the day, the night, tomorrow. We'll see. I'm just about to light the fire and start cooking food, so. Luckily, I have the GoPro on the chest mount. This is the thing my wife bought me, the fire stick. So I'm going to use that to light the fire. I'm going to need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Fire stick. Fire stick. I'm sure that's probably way more than I need. Down there. That's absolutely loud. I'm not messing around today. Thought that wasn't supposed to go out even when wet. Thought that wasn't supposed to go out even when wet. Contingency lighter. On bay. Get some birch on there. Got the thing going underneath, threw some birch on there. Of course it starts to rain more and more as I try and light this fire. It's gonna go. You are going to go. I will will you into existence. Give me heat. Give me scorching heat. More birch. Yes, you are going. You want to live. You want to warm my body. Heal my soul. Please. Come on. Come on. Yes, give me phone back. Yes, come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You want to be a fire. You want to be a fire. Back to the flambe. Not gonna lie, not my favourite day. Not my favourite day at all, but at least that fire's ripping. And hopefully this is in focus. Okay, let's get a little cooking area, shall we? That'll do. It's nice and warm. Nice and warm. First things first. Take my pot. Get that hot. Get my oil. Okay, that's already crazy hot. Titanium. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Burner. Take. Oh, my venison. Oh no, it's ash. Beef stew for venison. We'll see. It's very dark. First I want to throw in some water. Oh, that's so hot. Potato! Oh, potato. Potato. Get another potato. Okay. Okay, my stew's on to simmer. I'm wet. The camera's wet. I'm going to get under the tarp and I'm going to relax for an hour whilst that's going. I've also got pretty low battery on this camera, probably because it's working overtime to keep itself warm or something, I don't know, but anyway, once that's done, I'll get back with you. Stew pot. Yeah, baby. Oh, yes. No, no. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Nice, warm pot of stew. Hot, very hot. Let's try the venison actually. Who cares about potatoes? Let's try the venison. It's stew meat. It'll come out better at home. I think it got a little hot, a little burnt to the sides maybe. But it's good considering I forgot to bring flour. The sauce is, the stew packet called for flour. I didn't bring any. And it was thickened up quite nicely actually. before I forget. I won't forget. I know I won't forget. The Woodford Reserve. It's the same bottle from the other week, but needed. Some people always comment like, "Oh, you're drinking alcohol." Not subscribers, but other people who come across my videos. Days like today, or why? To be fair, it wasn't so bad, but then once I broke the camera, I broke the lens, and I was trying to scramble to get it sorted and fix that, and then I wanted to get the fire going and warm before it got too dark, and yeah, I was just scrambling. And then obviously as I as I went to go and light the fire, the rain picks up even more, so now the rain's coming down super hard, my camera's out in the wet, I'm trying to get the fire lit, like on top of that the lens is busted on a brand new camera. What's this? This is only the second video I've made with it. But like I say, this is the kit lens that came with it. My other camera had a more expensive lens on it, but that other camera, like, I dropped it face first all the time. Literally, when I say the camera was all the way down, so the tripod legs were all the way down, so it literally just fell like that and hit it. And I thought it'd be fine, but it's something inside that's busted off and it's rattling around in there. So I don't know if I'll be able to hopefully I'll be able to just send it in and someone can fix it. We'll see. At least it's good job I kept my old camera, right? Good job I kept my old camera. Oh, big old pot stew. Oh, those potatoes are great. Fantastic. It's been on there for about an hour or so, maybe more actually. Like I say, the meat, it's stew meat. I mean, it's not crazy unless you put it in a crock pot and really left it for a long time. But the potatoes are just perfect. I might even throw the lid on it and stick it out there and maybe have a bit of it for breakfast. We'll see how much I can get through it, but it's very hot right now. That's the other thing. It's very hot. But yeah, still raining. No snow just yet. Don't know. Maybe it'll snow, maybe it won't. Hopefully. It'll be nice to wake up to the woods the morning after it snows in the woods, especially for the first time. Like everything's just dead quiet, not like this all day, just, you know, you're listening to that sound. When it snows, like, the woods are just nothing. It's the strangest thing, but it's amazing at the same time. So. We'll see. I'm gonna stoke up that fire, see if I can dry myself out a little bit. I can feel the heat from it, even though it's probably 4 or 5 feet away, which is nice. And I'm gonna get tucked up in bed and nice and cozy warm. That's my plan, so I will see you guys in the morning. Cheers. That's really good. That is really good. I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. Well, good morning. As you can see, waking up in a winter wonderland, snow on the ground. It's quite nice. Much different, like I said, from last night. Last night and all yesterday was just crazy. It literally just rained and rained and rained. I thought it was going to start snowing earlier than it did, and there's not as much snow as I thought we were going to get, because it just rained and rained and rained. I woke up maybe like midnight, 1 o'clock I think it was, and it was still raining, hammering rain. And then like it started getting windy. A tree actually fell down. It couldn't have been very far from here. I'm not sure where. That got me up out of bed. I did a double check because the winds obviously picked up. Did a double check. I knew it was alright under here. Those trees both were pretty solid. Like I checked that before, but then you also never know with these pine trees as well. A lot of times they look fine, they look healthy, and then all of a sudden they just go, especially like with the amount of rain we had last night. Everything just rotted. And then obviously it got cold and it snowed, so trying to light the fire this morning, everything had a lot of ice on it, so it took a while to get it to the point now where it's burning, but it's not even burning that great either, to be honest. Doesn't help that there's no wind. Yesterday I think the wind coming in off the lake helped get it going as well. But yeah, my plan was to go and get up and do some hunting, see if I couldn't get on some tracks. That was my plan, because obviously I'm in a different area than I was last time, but there's not as much snow as I thought there was going to be to get on some tracks. Does that make sense? Like there's nothing really distinct enough. I just like walking around here myself with my boots on. Like you can see, I've walked through there, but you can't see enough of a distinct outline to know what it is, you know. So trying to follow some tracks again might be frivolous, considering again I'm in a new area and I'm not sure. Like I've ruled out one area, does that make sense, in the last place, so. Plus I got up a bit late. Well, I was trying to get the fire going and just been enjoying this. The stillness, the quiet. Nothing quite like being in the woods after it snows and listening to nothing but the fire go, so. Anyway. If you like this one, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you on the next one, where I probably, most likely, definitely won't be camping in the rain. Take it easy. I love a good Canadian jam knot, but once you've sucked on as many as I have, you'll stop using them in the winter. And no, that's not a euphemism. What I mean is, this is my jam knot right now, which I had on all four corners of the tarp to splay it out. But once it rains, or it snows, or it gets cold, it's frozen stiff. And I can't get it undone and I can't move it. So the fastest thing I've found to get it undone is to slap your mouth around it. And let it and warm it up enough till it unfreezes. Here we go. Still can't get into it. There we are. So now she should move, which she is. Teeth are not tools. There we go. Because you see, that works better, or well, is less painful. I don't know if that's the right term, but taking my hand and covering my hand around it till it defreezes. If I've got gloves on, it's going to take a lot longer, and if I put my bare hands to it, obviously these are only thin rubber running gloves, and they're already cold. My fingers are already cold, so the last thing I want to do is be grabbing that. So it's easier to use the old face hole, but it's also easier just to not use them in the winter. Pro tip. I don't know how well you can see that. That's my strap. Pack it up now. Nice and frozen. Beautiful morning to be out in the woods. I love it.